Hey, good Wednesday morning to you. We got some really good reports coming to you from the Monroe area down to Luna Pier in the Ohio line from Lake Michigan. And then after the Monroe area report, we're going to go all the way to the other side of the state. We're going to talk about small river and small stream trout fishing trout stream guide Eric Richards sent in a really specific report for, the Pere Marquette, the White, the Muskegon, and the tributaries into those rivers. He says are fishing really, really good. Stay tuned. We got a couple of very different reports today, starting off with Monroe. So hey, we got a couple of different bites going on Monroe right now, and actually what I see from my experience is we've got a bite that's really, really good as these fish just pour now out of the Detroit River. We've had a few warm days, one actual warm week, now a lot of sunny days. As that water in Lake St. Clair and Huron warms up, because guys, remember, ultimately what's in Huron and St. Clair is what ends up pouring through the Detroit River and ending up in Erie. As that water warms up, that triggers a big majority of the fish in the Detroit River to exit. Now, understand this, there's still walleye in the Detroit River year round, and guys catch them all the way through the summer pulling bottom bouncers and spinners with more aggressive tactics. But as the big jumbo bunch of fish exit into Lake Erie, that fills up the Michigan waters of Lake Erie with lots of different year classes of walleye, and they become super easy to catch. So right now, 16 to 21 feet of water right out of Sterling State Park, all the way down, basically past and through Bowles, all the way to the Ohio line. It seems like that 16 to 21 foot of water is holding just a ton of fish. Guys are catching them lots of different ways. They're catching them on flicker shads, number 7 flicker shads in the Walleye Nation Creation shaky shads. They're also using flicker minnows. I'm seeing a lot of guys pulling number 9 flicker minnows. And then they're also transitioning because of speed. They're pulling those maybe 1.9, 1.8 to 2. And on those nice calmer days where you get a real aggressive bite going, not calm, not slick flat, but 1 foot chop, you can kick that speed up now and start to pull some spoons. And I got an example of what we're talking about here. So this is a splash. I'm going to hold up my favorite colors. These are the Dreamweaver spoon rigs. And what this is a spoon with a crawler harness rig on the back. Now this is a wire cable crawler harness. So, and it's trolled quite fast, I'd say 2.5, 2.7 you control all the way up to with these rigs. What I love about this is you can put a live crawler on there. And so you got the best of both worlds. You got the spoon for the spoon biting fish, and you got the crawler. This is another color I do really, really well on. I'm gonna try to hold them apart so you guys can kind of take a good look at them. And again, these rigs work really, really good behind a offshore tadpole. You can also run them off of a Trip Z, a jet diver that made by Dreamweaver. I run them on 30s. If I'm going to run them on my boards, I use my little offshore inline boards. Now, an offshore board will pull a 40, but to be honest, there's just no reason to have a 40 out there in the shallow waters of the Western Basin. A 30 is plenty good, a jet 30. So I run those right out, and you can stagger your depths. The Precision Trolling app gives you the dive curves for the jet products, for the diving jets. So just go to refer to that. I also like to run them on tadpoles. That's what I typically run them on. A number 2 tadpole does a great job because I can shorten my leads up rather than using the number 1, which I have to send a lot more line out. I like to use the number 2s because I can use less line. It seems like the water there is stained and dirty. Again, speeds when you're using spoon rigs, 2 to 2.5, maybe up to 2.7, but 2 to 2.5 seems to be a great speed range for that. Now, there's another bite going on. Jeff Thompson sent in a really good report, and you're seeing the pictures fly across. When you see the picture with all those fruit dots, number 9 flicker minnows, that's Jeff's picture, and that's what he's been doing really well on. And this is still a really shallow bite, so this is 10 to 15 feet of water. Now, he put in right out of Luna Pier and just trolled south. Really good, stained water, he said, so it wasn't like it was, oh, come fish here, because the water was a little stained, and he actually looked at it and thought, better put something real bright and loud on. And that's where those white-bodied base lures with dots, fruit dots on them, they work really good in that heavily stained water. Jeff said he was going about 1.7, 1.8 for his speed, fishing in 10 to 13 feet of water. Pulled a 4-man 24 fish limit just like that. He said, I mean, literally only 3 hours and they were done. So there's lots of good eater size fish in that shallower water, just running the shoreline out of the Detroit River, just staying right in the shallow waters. They're going to take it right around. The other thing to remember is, this time of year, you got a lot of spawning activity going on for like white bass and things like that, sheephead, suckers. And so those walleyes, especially the smaller ones, let's say the 15 to 20 inch fish, they're going to stay in that shallower water because of just the abundance of junk, or what we call the garbage fish, spawning. And you're going to have a lot of fry in that shallow water, staying in that dingy water, you know, for their own protection. And so you get the opportunistic walleyes that are going to go right in there, I mean, for the next month or two, and they're just going to be feeding on these baby fish that all these other junk fish that we refer to as junk fish, which are really critical to the system actually, because it feeds those early, you know, 5-year and younger fish like crazy here in the early season. So take advantage of the Monroe area, whether you're going out of Sterling or Bulls Harbor or Luna Pier, just enjoy it. It's got lots of opportunities. You can throw almost anything at them here until the end of June, and I think they're going to bite it. So stay tuned for more reports. Thanks, Jeff Thompson, for a great time. If you're looking for a charter, get with Dan Woodward, get with Nick Dode from Real Live Action Sport Fishing. I know those two guys are going to be working that area extensively. I believe also Michael Downey from Relentless Grind Guide Service is also going to start going out onto the lake more, that the fishing has slowed a little bit on the Detroit River, although it's still quite good. So call one of those three guys, or Brian Bice from To Be Caught Charters. That's another guy I know works that water as well. So hey, enjoy Lake Erie's Western Basin out of Monroe.
This is our TH100V, brand newly introduced for 2020. This is our most popular. We've got a tool holder caddy. Everybody's famous, that we're pretty famous for going into our tracks that a lot of guys have bought over all the years. And so as more boats start getting a lot more other gear in their tracks, we've had a lot of clients ask us for taking and putting a tool holder caddy on the side of our vertical tree, just because our tree offers so many options of use of things that we can do with it with all of our accessories. So this is a TH100V. Holds our pliers in here, hang our baits in the holes, screwdriver in here, same thing. It's attached on here with 2 stainless steel screws. We can adjust it up and down this post wherever we want it to go. TH100V.
So next report comes to you from River Guide Eric Richards. He's going to be writing an article you're going to see in the Woods and Waters Outdoor News here in this upcoming issue mid-June on stream fishing early season. And Eric's a very experienced guide out there. Coming back off a little medical setback, but Eric's going strong now and he's recovering, and we're thankful for that. Eric says right now, if you're fishing from basically Ludington to Muskegon, all through Newaygo and the interior counties as well, there's just tons of good inland stream fishing going on, whether it's a small river, the Pere Marquette, the White, the Muskegon's not so small, it's kind of a bigger river. But what he likes to do is target the tributary streams that flow in to these larger rivers, and he says those streams, along with the mouths of those areas, have been going really well lately. And we're talking native species, like native stream run fish like brookies and browns and rainbows, you know, just really good fishing. Now when you're targeting these, you're not always catching big fish. You know, you might be looking for a 12 to 18 inch fish and really be hoping to catch a few of those in the course of a day. You're always going to catch those smaller fish, but he said the fun thing about these particular tributaries is all the other fish you're going to catch as well as the native species. The White, the Muskegon, the PM, all of these are great smallmouth bass streams as well, and walleye streams, and so you're going to catch a lot of other fish when you're throwing the baits. Now, what's been working? Spinners have been working. Right now, he says the slimline narrow, the Rapala type number 7, real small Rapalas, those have been hot. He said just a minnow imitating bait. Cast to the right spot and then slow rolled back to you. So spinners like a Panther Martin, Rooster, really small, shiny spinners, that's what's been working good. You can also excuse me, you can also bobber fish with live bait. Not a lot of people do that, he said, but it's super effective. You know, just a standard, you know, like a small steelhead bobber with a couple of split shot and a small hook and a live worm. Guys, traditionalists, like to fish laydowns and log jams with that type of thing. Also deep cut banks. The same place you'd be casting your artificials, that's the place to be going ahead and drifting live bait through there. Remember guys, if you're gonna fish live bait, be real quick on the hook set because you don't want them to swallow it. You wanna try to preserve the fish for release if possible. If you're looking to target a few for eating, that's perfectly fine. Obviously here at Fisherman's Digest, we don't tell people they can't keep fish. We want you to keep a certain number of fish, but just remember that with live bait, sometimes those stream fish can get really aggressive, Eric said, and they'll take it to eat it. I mean, it'll be gone in no time. So you might be forced to keep a few of those fish. So just remember that, especially with smallmouth season, you know, you can kill a smallie really quick and really easy because they're real aggressive. But anyway, moving on. So lots of these areas are just loaded up with fish right now. Now, if you're looking for a great adventure on the river, I'm here at the Outdoorsman Sport Shop today. Captain Brett Feenstra and is a river rat guide that just guides right here out of Outdoorsman Pro Shop in Jenison. Look him up right there. Give him a call here at the store. You can get on a river charter with Brett. Also going now this year, they've got big lake charters here out of the Outdoorsman now. We talked about it last week, so we're skipping it this week, but I'm telling you what, the whole western shoreline of Lake Michigan has been, you know, intermittent from port to port, but I'll tell you what, the Muskegon area, the Grand Haven area has got very good solid kingfishing going on right now. Now it's spotty in the sense that those fish move in and out with temperature and they seem to move around, but the Outdoorsman Pro Shop's big water boat can take you out on a great adventure. You've always got the ever-present lake trout. You're going to probably bump into some steelhead or coho on the way too. So it's just a great mixed bag experience. And you've got really experienced charter captains running these Outdoorsman Pro Shop boats. So make sure you check with them for what guide services they have available at certain times of the year and make a booking with them. But right now, stream fishing, central from, let's say Ludington down to the Muskegon area, all that whole little triangle into Newaygo and out to the lakeshore has been very good for inland lake stream fishing.
Freeway Sports Center is Southeast Michigan's fishing boat headquarters. Freeway carries the full line of Angler Quest fishing pontoons and Polar craft boats, powered by Honda outboard engines. Stop by our showroom today at US 23 and Thompson Road in Fenton, or visit us online at freewaysports.com. Spring, summer, fall, or winter, get to Freeway Sports Center.
So hey, another great report from a couple of great areas of Michigan. You know, if you see, we're trying to integrate just a few more locations in each report because so many different fishing reports coming in right now. So stay with me tomorrow. We've got some really good reports coming to you tomorrow. Also, Inland Lake report from Houghton Lake. We've got a Traverse City report from Captain Tony DiFilippo. And I know Greg Alsep from Leland on Narrows is going to be fishing now for walleyes going forward. So stay tuned for tomorrow's report.